Hello everybody, my name is David Murray and I've been working with my lovely Joico family now for the past 14 years. And I'm delighted to be here today with my lovely model Gemma, and we're going to be doing a beautiful haircut for you today. So in my opinion, curly hair is making a big comeback, and I think it's partly to do with being through so many lockdowns that people couldn't get to hairdressers, they couldn't get their curls blow dried out that they normally would have done, and they were just going with a natural curl. And I'm so happy to see that people are embracing their curl again, because to me there's nothing more beautiful than naturally curly hair. But it does need to be treated differently than straight hair. The haircut for me is all important. Curly hair needs structure, and that's the way I like to approach it. I always do a wet foundation cut first to give it a really strong base, and then afterwards we come back and we do more visual work and a lot of blending. Curly hair can tend to clump together, especially like Gemma's hair is quite thick and it tends to clump together. So what we're going to do today is create different lengths in there to make the curl a bit more individual, to make the curl pop, to stand out from the crowd, if you like. So I've already pre-sectioned off the hair. I'm going to show you a little bit closer now. So as you can see here, we've created a zigzag section from the top and clipped it away. We've also taken a diagonal section from the temple to the front ear and clipped that separate. And then we've got the remainder clipped down. And we're going to do some different techniques on all of these areas to create different lengths to give us a more individual curl. So we're going to start just below the crown area here, and we're going to take a vertical parting that extends from the crown to the nape. And we're going to start a layering technique. I'm using a layering technique because I want to remove some internal weight from this area, but I want to maintain the length to the perimeter. And we're going to use a point cutting technique. I'm not going in very deep, but I just don't want to create any very harsh straight lines. And continue down to the nape area. And whatever falls away, just let it fall away. This is your length. Using a travelling guideline, continue to work around the back of the head. So you can see already, this is really taking a lot of weight out of the hair, and it's encouraging the curl to build up around the crown area. And it's giving it a longer look. Because we're maintaining the length, we're actually elongating the back of the head with the shape. Working towards the front area of this haircut, we're actually going to start pushing forward these subsequent partings here, because I want it to get slightly shorter towards the face. So we're going to push forward and remove that weight. Push forward, and as you can see, we're removing lots of weight but we're still maintaining all the length in the perimeter. Again, push forward, remove all this weight, leaving a much lighter exterior. So now you can see the shape that we're building up. A much flatter shape through the side areas, elongating the length and really freeing up that curl and trying to encourage it. Now we're going to repeat on the opposite side. So it's really important to mention, when you're working with curly hair, the moisture content in the hair has to be just right. It can't be too wet because then you can't see what you're working with, and it can't be too dry either for the same reason. So you just need to keep the hair damp, so when you're working with it, you can see the curl forming. Continue as before, working around the head, removing all the excess weight, but maintaining length. So once we reach the side areas, we start to push forward. So we're getting slightly shorter, removing more weight towards the face. Continue to move forward and pushing forward. So you can see how much weight we're removing from this area, but we're maintaining the length. And being careful to keep our disconnected area at the front separate. Now it's important to check your balance to make sure you're equal on either side. As you would when you're cutting straight hair, you still need to cross-check with curly hair. So we're moving on to the top section now, and the way we're going to approach the top section is we're going to work a lot freer. So we're going to take a parting that extends from the crown to the front hairline. And this time, as I said, we're going to cut a lot freer, and we're going to just start opening and closing the blade, working towards the front, creating quite a loose texture and varying degrees of length. So we're getting shorter to longer, shorter to longer, shorter to longer as we move through the top area. The whole time keeping your sections nice and clean, Because we're not working as structured, it's very easy to get lost doing this method. So it's very important to keep your sections structured and clean while creating this loose texture on the top. Continuing in the same fashion, shorter to longer, and then shorter to longer. Just to really break up that curl and create lots of different lengths in through the top area. This will give a very natural feel to the haircut. And it's really going to break up those curls and give a beautiful loose texture. So now we're going to break up this fringe area, because to me it's a little bit blocky and heavy. So it's important to do this when the hair is almost dry, so you can see what way the curl is falling. And now you can start to personalize your haircut and make it work for the person in the chair. A lot of people with curly hair avoid fringes, and there's no need to. Curly hair, you can have a fringe with curly hair. There's a fringe to suit everybody. There's many different types of fringes. So what I'm doing is a little bit of slide cutting, and I just want to open up the fringe a little bit so you can see some skin through there and make it look a lot lighter. You can already start to see the forehead opening up. So a question I'm always asked is, can you do this technique on all types of curly hair? The answer is no. It's the same way, can you do this technique on all types of straight hair? The answer is still no. It depends on the hair you're working on. With Gemma's hair, her hair is really, really thick. This curl is nice and soft and open, so I can afford to go in and do this technique in it. If the hair was much finer and frizzier, well then you want to hold on to more hair and not take it away. So it all depends on the person in front of you in the chair. Now, at this stage of the haircut, we need to just visually assess our shape and make sure we're happy with how it's sitting, how the curl is sitting. Does it suit the client? Because this is now where we can make our small changes. And these are just small improvements now at this stage, because we've done all our main structural work. So this is just what we call refining. You can see how much more life that curl has now. It's really improved the whole shape and the profile. There's a little bit of detailing around the face. Can completely change the whole look. These are disconnected pieces that we kept out. So now I'm just going to frame the face a little bit more. It's very, very lightly. Open and close your blade, working down through the side. Just create a nice soft face frame. There's a little bit of detailing through the top. We're almost there.